and let us all do we can to build a better future.
Let's get started with our first segment, and this has to deal with the stimulus. So first and foremost, it's going to be a little bit of a Tulsi time, and also a little bit of Rashida time as well. So
you do have a sign for Rashid time?
I don't know. I don't have that.
Because I feel like if you got this for Tulsi, you gotta be
solidarity. There we go. Because again, as it stands right now, the only two Democrats, actually, no, not even it stands right now, but actually, if you check out the roll call list, the only two Democrats to have voted against this 5,000-page bill has been Representative Tulsi Gabbard and Rashid Tlaib. Faze, let's first pull up the first tweet, and I just want to again read it out loud for all of you. It takes the average person 138 hours to read 5,000 pages of text. Members of Congress received 5,593 coronavirus bill only hours ago. Only two Democrats voted against it. Washington is broken. And this is a very real fact. I mean, 5,000 pages. I mean, why would anyone in the right mind vote for it? But here, let's play a video.
Really quick. Can I just do another example of this? I know we have a lot to go through in the story.
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
no
kid,
problem.
let's pretend this is like a stack of paper. Hey, kid, I know you haven't read the contract, but I need you to sign it right now.
You're out of your mind. Out of your mind.
But you have to pick Coke or Pepsi. You can't. There's no other choice.
Folks, listen. Before we play Tulsi's video, just remember, always read a document. Read a contract. And Tulsi will explain it firsthand. Let's play that video in its entirety. Faze, take it away.
Hey, everybody. I just got back from having voted on the House floor on this massive spending bill. I voted against it, and I wanted to tell you why. First of all, this bill was over 5,500 pages long. We received the text of this bill at approximately 2:30 this afternoon, and we're told we'd have to go and vote on it just a few hours later. There is no way that anybody in Congress had the opportunity or the time to go through and read this bill to know exactly what was in it. I've been here long enough to see how provisions are snuck into these bills literally in the dark of night without any announcement, without telling anyone what is in it, and then rushed through in the manner that we have just seen tonight. This is the height of irresponsibility, and it is absolutely no way for the people's representatives to be able to represent the interests of the American people. The second thing is the central part of this bill was supposed to be about providing direct COVID relief to the American people who are struggling and who need help the most. This bill dished out hundreds of billions of dollars going towards special interests, going towards the military industrial complex, going towards foreign countries, meanwhile saying, here's what's left for you. You get $600. I'll tell you, in Hawaii, that in most cases won't even cover 25% of your rent. It is an insult and a slap in the face to every single American in this country who is struggling because of this COVID pandemic, who is concerned about not being able to pay the rent, about eviction, about whether you'll have enough to buy groceries or medicine for yourself or your loved ones. This bill is a representation of the screwed up priorities of Washington. They should be fighting for you and making sure that you, the American people, come first. This bill did not do that.
So I just did a quick Google search. This bill is longer than the complete version of Rise and Fall of Roman civilization. Let me look at the exact name.
Wow.
The history of the rise and fall of the Roman Empire, which is known as one of the longest books that has ever been written in the history of man. It's about 1,000 pages longer than that book series. Each of which, there's 4 books, each of which are 1,000 pages.
So Dan, with using that logic, I mean, it's quite interesting that how this bill, which again doesn't give any relief to people, is longer than that in that book series.
Yeah.
But again, with the Roman Empire, how it fell. I mean, maybe
because they were also doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, maybe so. But hold on. I know a lot of people are back and forth with Tulsi. There's everyone saying, of course, when you hear Anna or Emma say, well, Tulsi's a bad person. Well,
Sounds pretty bad right there.
I mean, like, what? A 5,000-page document, Tulsi Gabbard speaking the truth. Now, I wonder if there's also going to be the same kind of harsh criticism towards Rashida Tlaib, who also did the right thing, too. Let's pull up that tweet real quick from Representative Rashida Tlaib, who obviously did the right thing. So let's actually read this in its entirety. Faze, would you mind actually reading that tweet? I do apologize for putting you on the spot for that one, but let's actually just read that out.
Tweet says, "This is what the American people will feel tonight. We have billions of your tax dollars for corporate meal expenses and a racist border wall, but only scraps for those struggling to pay for food, rent, and health care. It's disgraceful."
Again, Rashida Tlaib is correct. So is Tulsi Gabbard. They're both correct. And $600 is a direct insult to everyone that's watching this. Gee, maybe Jimmy Dore's idea of hashtag force the vote, withhold your vote, isn't such a bad idea after all. Hey, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Presley, why did you vote for this thing? And, I just want to point out that it's been a while since AOC has tweeted out. Of course, she'll probably tweet out sometime soon. But, maybe it's a good thing to read a bill before you approve it. $600 doesn't cover jack in this country. Don't go spending it all in one place. But yet Nancy gets to eat her ice cream and thinks that she did such a wonderful job. But hold on. I actually want to read out just a few things real quick. And I want to pull this tweet up. And I probably might not be able to cover it all. But let's actually, it's the next one. It's from Alan. Yeah, that one. Let's actually pull it up. So there's only $600 for you in the coronavirus relief bill, but there's $33 million for the overthrow of the Venezuelan government. Let's scroll down even further. There's also over $3.2 billion set aside just so the army can buy more missiles. Let's scroll down even further. Getting their priorities straight. The COVID relief bill also sets aside over $19 billion for the procurement of Navy aircraft. Ooh, cat fancy.
You could buy a whole 5 or 10 F-35s.
Right. And in this tweet as well. And again, you can find all these links in our show note below. The link is in the description box below. And if you see this video clipped, again, go to our main live stream of this video of our whole show. You'll find the show notes there. Here is a list of all the new ships the Navy has managed to buy with the COVID relief bill money. This is why you aren't getting any more than $600. The word missile appears 19 times in the COVID relief bill. Aircraft appears 208 times. Munition, 46 times. Weapons, 46 times. Healthcare, 24. Doctor and nurse, 5. Masks, oh, that's a big thing. That's something that Joe 30330 talks a lot about. 0.
We're gonna blow COVID right out of the sky.
If you're interested about the U.S. role in Venezuela, check out my book. He gives his book right there. And then also, as a few people have pointed out, the COVID bill itself is actually only a small part of the huge spending package this comes from. It's a small but systematically important point. Most media outlets aren't even distinguishing between them. Basically CNN. So again, and it was the final tweet below. So when the above tweets say COVID relief bill, it should read huge spending bill that COVID relief comes attached to. All the figures are correct, however, and still illustrates the priorities of the government perfectly.
By the way, I gotta love the U.S. government going, we can't spend any more money except all this money we're spending on other things.
You know what? Hold on, everyone. Maybe we're being too mean. Daniel, how dare you?
Okay.
FaZe, how dare you? All of you watching, how dare you? Because our congressmen and women, they're doing a tough job. They deserve their breaks, right? Because check this out. Let's pull up that article from The Intercept real quick. COVID relief bill doubles healthcare budget. For Congress.
Oh.
Because they work real hard.
And they're old.
Yeah, because, Nancy, she's in her 80s. She's going to die of old age. I'm sorry. If that offends people who really like women empowerment and all that other stuff, Nancy doesn't give a crap. Let's actually keep it on that headline real quick. Again, for everyone that's watching, Nancy and all her fantastic friends in Congress, including AOC, who calls her Mama Bear, guess what? COVID-19 relief bill doubles healthcare budget for Congress. In a flurry of last-minute legislation over coronavirus relief, congressional leaders abandoned hazard pay for essential workers and emergency funding for local governments that may be on the brink of municipal bankruptcy. But lawmakers did find funding to dramatically increase the budget for their exclusive, I'm going to say it again, exclusive government-run health clinic that serves
I
Congress.
thought government-run healthcare was bad.
Well, Daniel, it's good for them. You're not going to get it. Stop asking questions.
Okay.
And all of you stop asking questions too. This is our Congress, but Trump's the bad guy. Trump's the danger. Probably TYT's talking about Trump again. Like, oh no, Trump. That's all they can talk about. They might as well be the Trump network. The Office of Attending Physician, which provides medical services to lawmakers, received a special boost of $5 million more than doubling its annual budget, which is currently around $4.27 million. See, it's interesting. They have money for all this stuff, but they don't have money for you or me. Why should we give a damn about Congress? I'm done being nice. Jimmy Dore's right. # force to vote. It doesn't sound stupid now, does it?
We shouldn't act. We don't have a plan, even though we do. And Nancy Pelosi might be replaced with a Republican who's also named Nancy Pelosi in all likelihood. Or that's not how math or science works, and it will just kind of work out.
Now, let me just power through this here real quick.
Okay.
The increase in funding to the OAP, if passed, is the third budget hike Congress has provided to its own health clinic over the last year. The 2019 Omnibus provided an increase in funding to the OAP along with the CARES Act, which passed this past March. The OAP is described as some of the country's best and most efficient government-run healthcare, employs several physicians and nurses to provide on-call treatment to legislators on Capitol Hill because they work so hard. I mean, those vacations, they got to be tough, Dan. You know, I mean, you can't go on. You better get back to work, buddy.
Uh-oh.
And all of you too. Now, hold on. The new funding is justified by new services required for confronting the pandemic, though the office also provides lawmakers with the services of a chiropractor, on-site physical therapy, radiology, routine examinations, and a pharmacist. A pharmacist, yes, they get a pharmacist. Hold on, folks, it gets better. The office, led by Dr. Brian Mohan, has been in the news in recent days for administering the COVID-19 vaccination produced by Pfizer to congressional leaders. The office has treated lawmakers who have been infected by the virus and provided guidance for reopening Congress after the initial surge of infections earlier this year.
You know, it's pretty funny. Someone gets elected to Congress in the next cycle, and they ask, "Why do you go to Congress?" "Oh, I needed health care."
Hey, hold on. For all of you watching, because I got some more depressing news for you. Hi, my name's Billy Bob. I'm running for Congress, and I need that healthcare system. So vote for me so I don't die.
So I can serve you. This is the two-way street. I need to stay in Congress, so I need to be in your good graces, except I don't once I'm elected, but I need that health care.
Yep. Oh, by the way, also, again, because there's you can check out the full article in our show notes below, but I'll read the final paragraph. The legislation also provides $284 billion to replenish and expand the PPP forgivable loan to businesses. The bill extends a federal eviction moratorium through, guess what? Not January 2nd, January 31st. So again, at the end of January 31st, then people get evicted from their homes.
Well, the big thing with that, okay, that's interesting. The big thing with that is that there was it basically is taking out Trump from that equation. It's exactly why they extend it, because the 20th is when Biden is technically president, even though president-elect. If you're a president right now, you really don't have a whole lot of people following you because you're on your way out. But yeah, so 20th, that's why they moved it, so that they could then kick it down the road another month after that. And it's all they've done since August.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, again, this is our government. But yet Jimmy Dore's mean. They're saying that Jimmy Dore's mean because, oh, no, he's saying forced to vote. AOC, didn't you tell us to push back? AOC, didn't you tell us to fight back? Look, I want you to just say, hey, look, I made a mistake for voting this bill. Only Rashid Tlaib and Tulsi Gabbard had the courage, the strengths to look at this 5,000-page document that's bigger than the Fall of the Roman Empire book series. Thank you for bringing that tip up. That is an interesting fact,
It's
Daniel.
about 20% longer.
20% longer. Only they had the courage to realize that this bill is insulting. We don't know what else is in it. Israel's getting also a nice little check as well. And Israel, you know, provides health care to its citizens, but yet we cannot. It's just this bill is nothing but a swamp bubble pork project. And it's the working class citizens that suffer, but we get $600. Hey, Democrats, including you, Nancy, Trump still outlefts you. He gave us $1,200. And yet you,
and
Nancy.
$600 bonus in unemployment.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, Trump's such a bad guy. I mean, look, I get it. Trump, whatever. You can say whatever you want about Trump. He's not going to get prosecuted. He's not going to go to jail. He's going to get out of office. That's that. But at the end of the day, Congress, you really screwed the pooch on this one. I mean, this is the best you could do. Why is it that other countries can provide their
No, it
citizens
is the
with
best they
healthcare?
can do. Their special interests got a lot of goodies that far exceed what the American people want, and that's what they do.
Yep.
That's what they're here to do.
So at the end of the day, I don't give a crap how people feel about Tulsi Gabbard or Jimmy Dore or the fact that Jimmy Dore is saying #force the vote. This is bigger than Jimmy Dore. He has said it himself on his show numerous times. To the Democratic progressive men and women that are in Congress right now for #force the vote, withhold your damn vote. And look, I called my congressional representative, Maureen Newman, for that number that's actually provided. That voicemail is still crowded. Now, I'm going to take it as a good sign. Maybe people are calling her, right? I'm going to try my best to maybe do an email or something else to try and reach out to say, hey, withhold your vote for Nancy. Because Nancy has once again proven that she's an ineffective leader.
But Kit, we need her because even though she's a Republican, another Republican might come in that's not as connected to her.
Yeah.
And that actually wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, now that I think about it.
So when people say like, oh, Jimmy Dore is being mean or Tulsi Gabbard's controversial, I don't care. At this
But
point,
Nancy Pelosi is a shining beacon on an ice cream hill.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys, if Nancy Pelosi was replaced with a Republican, would that be an improvement? If it is an improvement, hit 1. If it's worse, hit 2. And if it makes no difference to you at all, hit 3.
Yeah. And again, final note for this story, withhold your vote, force the vote. We need to keep on tweeting this out, make these politicians feel uncomfortable because this $600 doesn't do anything for us. We suffer, we're hurting. So all the commentators yelling at Jimmy Dore, where are you at now? Now's the time to admit you made a mistake. And Jimmy Dore's right. You don't have to like the messenger. But damn it, is he on point with this? Because this bill is once again a huge transfer of wealth to the top 1%, and we get crapped on. I'm tired of it, and so should all of you.
Yeah.
#force the vote.